Okay guys, so today we're going to be talking about embodying main character energy. So what does that mean? About knowing who you are, understanding your worth, prioritizing your own energy, your own needs, and showing up like you matter, showing up like your life matters, and understanding that we only have this one life, so let's make it a good one. And the chances of you being born as you, like, that is so rare. There's only one of you in this whole entire world. So it's like, why not just make the most of it? You know what I'm saying? And this is something that I'm truly embodying these days. I am the main character. I am the star girl. I am the it girl. And I'm not afraid to say that. I will own that. This is not about thinking that we're better than other people. This is not about arrogance. This is about stepping into our worth and showing up unapologetically. People that get mad at that, they're projecting their own envy. We shouldn't feel afraid of taking up space. We shouldn't block our light or, shrink ourselves down just for other people's sake. Like, no, babes, no, that's just not it, because what you're doing is ruining your potential. I want you guys to understand this. You don't have to sit around and wait for someone to give you some kind of acknowledgement or validation. Give yourself the validation. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to own your story, own who you are, your energy, your look, your vibe, whatever the fuck, like, own that shit. Walk with purpose, girl. I'm serious. You have every single right to look at yourself in the mirror every single day and be like, you know what? Hell yeah, I am the main character. I am the star girl, the it girl, and I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna be who I want to be. I'm gonna dress how I want to dress. And you know what? I might even dye my hair while I'm at it, because what the fuck? When you start living like this, you guys, you start radiating a different energy. When you start living like the main character you are, life responds differently to you, because you've started moving through life differently, because now you understand your value. You're no longer just, walking through life. You start dancing with life. You realize that this whole time you had the power. You're the one holding the paintbrush. Have you ever looked at someone and thought, oh my God, I wish I had their confidence. I wish I had their energy. There's just something about them. Let me tell you something. You have that thing as well. That star factor that you see in that magical woman, that exists within you, and you can own that. You have access to that when you start showing up for yourself every single day. So last week we spoke about how to quantum jump into your dream timeline. This is what being the main character is all about, you guys. It's about embodying the highest version of yourself. That's what the main character is. It's just like a fancy way of saying that. And it's not just about showing up differently. You literally are shifting the way that you live, shifting your timeline by becoming the best version of you. So in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can start embodying this main character energy. Not just as an aesthetic, but as a way of thinking, as a way of living your life with intention and confidence, and of course as a way of dressing as well, because we want to look good while we're doing it, right? So we're going to talk about the rituals you need to start your day off right. We're going to talk about shifting your mindset so that you can prioritize yourself, your needs first. We're going to talk about expressing ourselves, finding our own unique style, becoming magnetic, tapping into that feminine energy, and just overall, having more of a abundant kind of mindset towards life, being more grateful for things, and just slowing down and just really fully appreciating life as it is, and also kind of finding your purpose a little bit. Whether you're in your glow up era or you're rebuilding your life from scratch, this video is going to help you out a lot. Being the main character isn't just something that happens overnight. It is a choice we make every single day. And today I'm going to show you how I made it so you can make it too. And yes guys, today I am in my car. I know it's a bit of a switch up from my usual cozy room vibes, but my house is a little bit loud right now and I'm just wanting some peace and quiet. It's kind of hot in here, but I found a really nice park, so let's just see how we go. Okay, so let's start off with our morning routine, because this is essentially, the opening scene for our day, for our movie. And this is how I want you guys to think about it. Let's just say your life was a movie and everyone is tuning in to see you, and your morning is your opening scene for this movie. Think about this opening scene. Does this opening scene reflect a woman who is intentional, who is confident, who is powerful, who values her life, who loves her life, who is excited about life? Or does it reflect a woman who is just stuck in autopilot, and she's just kind of like rolling with the motions kind of thing? About the woman who is the main character is she doesn't just wake up, she arrives. She understands that her morning is very sacred time for her, because she understands that how she works with her mornings sets the tone for the rest of the day. So she's going to prioritize it and she's going to do it right. To start viewing your mornings as your time to come back to yourself. Before we go out there and start conquering the world, we have to conquer ourselves. We have to ground ourselves. We have to re-energize. We have to get organized, you know? And this actually teaches us how to prioritize our own needs. This teaches us how to, you know, respect ourselves, take care of ourselves, because we're showing ourselves that we matter. We matter enough to wake up early and give ourselves an hour to meditate or journal or go to the gym. And this speaks volumes not just to us, but to what we're putting out there in the universe. How would the most iconic version of me be starting her day? What would she be doing to nourish her mind, body, and spirit? And then go ahead and do it. So for me, the shift started once I realized that the woman that I dreamt of being wouldn't be starting her mornings the way that I was at the time. And it was almost as if I was sitting around waiting for my life to change. I felt like once that changed, then I would give myself permission to change as well. Once my life became, I don't know, worth it, or I guess more glamorous, or what I wanted, then I could actually start showing up a lot better. Guys, this is not how this works. We know this is not how this works. I realized that if I wanted to make that version of myself, if I wanted to become that woman, if I wanted to step into that dream life, then I would have to be the one to make the shift first, rather than waiting for life to do it for me. So my morning routine is usually made up of like 3 core pillars that make up the foundation of my morning: grounding, re-energizing, and then organizing. And my mornings also used to be quite stressful. If I actually did wake up at a reasonable time, I didn't let myself kind of just slow into it or like ease into my morning, which I feel like should be done. I always woke up feeling like I was behind. I always woke up feeling like I was anxious, and I felt like I had to get everything done now. And it is honestly a little bit of a habit of mine still, which is why I have to prioritize grounding myself so that my nervous system doesn't go into overdrive, and I can tell myself, hey, I'm safe, it's all good. Now we're going to talk about having a me first mindset, and this ties into having a morning routine, a solid morning routine, because as I said, having that morning routine is teaching you how to prioritize yourself and putting time aside for yourself in the morning to get your shit together, basically. And this energy is something that we have to carry out throughout the day. Putting ourselves first, putting our needs first, placing boundaries, being selfish. And I know that can sound a little bit arrogant, and might even trigger some people. As women, we're told that we have to be nurturing and put others' needs before ours, you know, and self-sacrificing and the givers and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Society rewards women when they shrink themselves, when they soften, you know, when they sacrifice. This is not the energy that we're trying to walk into when we're the main character. The main character does not sacrifice herself. The main character puts herself first, because she understands that if she can't put herself first, then she can't show up for people, the people that she loves and cares about the most, in the way that she needs to, in the way that she wants to. You can't pour into other people's cups when yours is dry. And the strong woman, the main character, she understands this. She understands that putting her needs first is not about being selfish, at least not in a bad way. It's not about being arrogant. It's about alignment. It's about self-worth. It's about self-love. There comes a time in every woman's life where she has to recognize the fact that her garden is the most important. And if she doesn't water her garden first, then it's going to dry up. So ladies, please learn how to water your own garden before you go watering everyone else's, because it will dry up and it will die. For the longest time, I used to feel so guilty about putting myself first in whichever way. And I always used to label myself as a bad person, a bad friend. I just didn't want to let anyone down. But I realized by saying yes to everyone all the time, I was saying no to me. I was keeping myself stuck. And I also noticed that everyone around me didn't seem to have a problem with putting themselves first. So why shouldn't I start putting myself first as well? For the longest time, I've really struggled putting my needs first and placing boundaries down and just really telling people how I feel and doing what I want, because I was fearful of that rejection. You know, little me, there was a part of me, that wounded inner child part of me, that just wanted to be loved, that just wanted to be accepted and seen by people, because that's something that she never got. I suppose she felt like she had to sacrifice her own needs, what was important to her, so that she could get those things. And so over time, I've learnt how to provide those things for myself as a mother to my inner child. So yes, being able to apply this me first mindset really does come down to real genuine self-love and self-worth, because that's when you feel safe. When you feel safe, rejection isn't an issue. You know, you're not scared of placing boundaries or putting yourself first or even coming across as selfish to other people, because even though they might reject you, or, you know, it doesn't matter how it's received by other people, it doesn't matter, because now you're safe now. You know, it's like you've got you. So if other people don't got you, it's not really a problem. If those friends don't really understand, if they have something to say about you putting yourself first, you making sure that your mental is in check, that your spirit is in check, that your body is in check, and they have a problem with it, they're just not your friends. Real friends actually care about you. Real friends get it. Real friends want you to be okay. I put my needs first unapologetically because I've got me, and nurturing my mind, body, and spirit, that is more important to me. That is more important to me than getting validation or acknowledgement or something from other people. I don't need that from other people anymore. This is main character energy. This is stepping into your power. This is stepping into your self-worth. And the more you embody this, the more you feel yourself glow from the inside out. When you prioritize yourself and you put your needs first and you start placing those boundaries, this is teaching you how to take up space. Taking up space really means owning your worth and your presence, whether that's physically, spiritually, emotionally, energetically. It means that you're showing up in your full magnetic truth. You're not shrinking yourself, you're not dimming your light, you don't have any filter on, you're just being you. I think there's this fear of being too much. I think that's why a lot of us hold back from taking up space and letting ourselves be seen. But you're never going to be too much for the right people. I used to live my life with this fear of, oh my God, I need to not be too much, but I need to not be like not enough. I need to be just right. I need to be just perfect. And this was killing me. This mindset was killing me. So I had to learn how to be enough for myself in order to detach myself from that way of thinking. The power of the main character is that she shows up as she is and the world rises to meet her as she is. She doesn't change herself. She doesn't shrink. She doesn't keep herself small or diminish her light. When we take up space physically, this looks like walking with intention, choosing who we want to sit with or choosing who we want to hang out with. Let's say you're at a house party of 100 people. When you take up space in this setting, you could say that you understand that you belong there. You understand that your place holds value there. You're not going to shrink yourself. You're not going to step into that party, step into that room thinking, oh my God, like, are people going to think that I'm fat? Are people going to think that my outfit is weird? Oh my God, are people gossiping? It's about like just shoving all that off to the side and just owning your shit. Hanging out with who you want to hang out with. Moving from one room to the other room if that room is making you uncomfortable. You're not sitting around waiting for someone to give you permission or waiting for someone to hold your hand. When you walk down that path, when you walk down that road, walk it like it's a motherfucking runway, okay? Wear your most bold and glamorous and extra outfit, you know? Dress in what makes you feel like that bitch. Use body movement, body language. Use your eyes. Have a strong posture, tall posture. Imagine that there's a string that is attached to your head and it's pulling your head up. Not in the sense of like, we think that we're better than other people, but in the sense of we're proud, you know? Shoulders back, chest open. When you're standing like this, when you have your posture like this, you literally feel more confident. You feel proud to be who you are. So practice this when you're out in public. When we take up space emotionally, this can look like saying how we feel, even if it's scary, even if it makes our voice shake, expressing our opinions, understanding that those opinions, those thoughts have value, even if they're different from others, even if other people don't agree with us, you know, even if we feel like we don't have the right to say something. It's about expressing your boundaries, holding them, you know, not backing down even if other people make you feel bad about it. Owning your ideas, your desires, your no's. Stand strong in that no. Stand strong in that yes. This is how we become intentional. And you don't have to over-explain yourself either. You know, guys, there was a time where I did not feel worthy at all of being seen. Honestly, expressing myself made me very anxious. I've always had this desire to express and to speak my truth. But because I was coming from this place of very low self-worth and lack of confidence, I really struggled being confident in my opinions and my thoughts and just anything that I had to say, anything that came out of my mouth. I was like fact checking. I was like seeing if anyone kind of like was validating me or acknowledging me. And if people weren't, I would spiral because I literally thought that my words, my opinions had no value at all because I didn't think I had value deep down. The only time I thought I had value was when people were like, yeah, period, you know? And as I said before, thankfully I'm at a place now where I can give that love to myself. I unapologetically express myself every single day to the best of my ability because I'm doing it for her. I'm doing it for that little girl who just never had the confidence. So I'm showing up. I'm speaking loud and proud because it's something that I have to do. Getting from there to here has taken years of shadow work and crazy transformative experiences and confidence building. You know, there was just this little voice inside of me who kept on telling me, keep going, keep showing up for yourself, keep expressing. It's scary, but you got to get used to it, you know, because your soul wants you to be seen. And I knew for my own growth, my confidence, that is something that I had to keep on doing for myself. Girlies, so my camera died yesterday. I didn't get to finish the rest of my video. So we're just going to pick up from where we left off. I don't know if you can tell, but let's just pretend that didn't happen and let's just keep it going. Let's talk about authenticity, because this is very important when it comes to being the main character. And in my opinion, it's the number one thing that really makes a woman the main character in my eyes. And it really does tie into taking up space, because when we do take up space more and we're, you know, beginning to accept ourselves more and we're honoring our true nature and we're expressing that more, this is our authentic self. Our true nature is the most authentic version of us. When I think of a main character, any fictional main character from any book or movie or TV show, I think of them as someone who is not just seen, but they're remembered. They have very unique kind of quirks and I guess a unique way of like seeing things and opinions, and there's like a very unique kind of look about them, a very unique kind of aesthetic. They're not expressing themselves by being loud necessarily, but by being undeniably themselves. Main characters are main characters for a reason. They stick into your brain. You can't forget them. And I really want you guys to take some inspiration from this, because main characters express themselves in a way that says, this is who I am, and this is what you need to do as well. The way that you speak, the way that you dress, the way that you move through your life, the way that you create and live and just overall vibe, whatever, this needs to scream, hello world, this is me, this is who I am, because this is what makes you so powerful. Everyone on earth has a unique energy signature, a specific blend of traits and passions and style, voice, how we see the world. This is our energy signature. This is what makes us who we are on a deeper soul level. It's the soul's expression. And I do think that part of our mission here on earth is to understand that and to learn how to move past fear and anxiety and uncertainty and express that regardless, because I do feel like that is one of the hardest things to do, to lean into who you are, your truest self, even when people don't accept it, even when the world goes against it. It's about standing strong and tall in that. The soul wants to be expressed so badly. And if you can't express it, you become misaligned with your life. That means that things don't work out as they should. Life is harder. Life feels like it's against you. You become unfulfilled, unhappy. When we are aligned with that authentic self, life becomes magical. Life becomes abundant. We attract everything that we're meant to experience into our life. We attract the right people. We attract the right circumstances, we attract the right career or the right job. I feel like being authentic is something that's always kind of come naturally to me. I do feel like I kind of came onto earth with a mission of just being my raw, untamed, authentic self. I feel like I have lived a lot of lives on earth already. Or not even on earth, maybe like other places. I don't know, girl, I'm always switching up the story. The point is, I've lived a lot of lives, and I feel like this life is very karmic in the sense of, okay, I've done the lessons, I've done a lot of like soul shedding of realizing this is not who I am, this is not who I want to be. And in this life, I've come to express that so like unapologetically and like in a way that's just like, fuck you, I'm doing this. And not only that, but getting other people to do the same thing, inspiring and leading people to their authentic self. I don't feel like I would be this strong in that understanding and that knowing if I hadn't have had other life experiences that have kind of brought me to this point. I stopped being someone I wasn't once I realized that being my authentic self, being my true self, was so much easier. And the thing is, when I'm being my authentic self, it's like I open this massive fucking portal of abundance, and somehow I just attract so many amazing opportunities, so many amazing people that are right for me. Life just becomes a whole lot easier. I don't know, like it's just like I've clicked into like a separate place that is just the right place for me. My days are just a lot more enjoyable because I'm tapping into what actually makes me happy. I'm putting my energy into my passions and my little hobbies that actually fulfill me. I still have those moments, right, where I'm like, oh, maybe it's just safer to like hide that part of me. It's actually not, because when I do that, That's when life gets really hard. I'm literally blocking myself. Life gets easier when you allow yourself the room to be yourself. When your life is so aligned and authentic, you feel worthier of stepping into that main character role because your life feels like it's yours. You don't feel like you're living out a play. You don't feel like you're a side character in someone else's life. And that's the thing. When you work a job that you don't want to work, when you're studying a course you don't want to study, but you're just doing it because you're trying to secure a full-time job, you're trying to secure a future, you're trying to make your parents happy, when you're doing the things, hanging out with the people, blah, 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 that aren't you, how do you expect to feel like, oh my God, like my life is a movie, I'm the main character? It's not going to happen. In order to feel like that, we have to feel so aligned with everything that we do, everything that we say. Everything has to be intentional. There has to be purpose behind everything. There has to be a why. And let me tell you guys something. People, I've noticed this recently, people want authenticity. People need it. They're thirsty for realness. In a life, in a society where everything is just perfect, perfection, plastic, everyone's trying to look like the next Instagram model, everyone's trying to like do the same thing, right? Everyone's trying to like be, oh my God, just the perfect person. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And the reason why we're aiming for that is not for a deeper soul purpose. It's not for deeper soul fulfillment. It's to get validation, to get acknowledgement, to get something outside of ourselves. We're never going to feel fulfilled in that way. And because of that, when people see others being their authentic self, it's like, oh my God, it's like a breath of fresh air. When I see someone, doesn't matter what the fuck they look like, where they're from, who they are, if they're being their truest self, unapologetically, they're like, hey, blah, 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 they might be fucking crazy. But I'm like, I fucking respect you. You're amazing. Let's be friends. And that might just be my Aquarius Venus. I love all the freaks and the rejects. That's my thing. You know, I want to kind of like, I want to take them home with me and like be best friends with them kind of thing. But what I'm trying to say is you can literally stand out and amaze people just by being yourself. Your authenticity is your superpower, and do not forget that. Now, let's talk about finding our personal style, because when we do start being our authentic self, it can be scary, and I feel like a great way to start expressing your authenticity a little bit more is by finding that unique style. Dressing in a certain way, or maybe just like changing up your appearance so that it's more suited to what you like, you know, what you're drawn to. I feel like this is one of the easiest ways to start expressing main character energy, and honestly, it's where I started myself. Expressing myself through speech was something that took a little bit longer for me to feel confident in. So I turned to my unique sense of style, cultivating a unique sense of style and dressing in a way that helped me claim my individuality. And in the long run, this did help me become more confident in other areas of self-expression, because when we look good, we feel good. When we feel good, we feel confident. When we move through life confidently, we feel, more confident in overcoming a lot of obstacles, right? So if you ever feel a little bit stuck, a little bit scared when it comes to expressing your authenticity, please start here. I do think it's not even like, it's not just an easy way, but it's a fun way, I think. I mean, for me, that's why I started with clothing, because to me it was the least daunting approach. Because I'm a very creative person, I got to have fun with it as well. And it's very easy, guys. It just comes down to, what do you like? What are you drawn to? Because there's a reason why you're drawn to a specific aesthetic. There's a reason why you're drawn to certain colors, just like, you know, have some fun with it. Dig a bit deeper, experiment, don't be afraid. Don't worry about the algorithm or what's trending or what your friend group are wearing. Your personal style shouldn't just be about what's flattering. Yes, we want to wear clothes that, you know, suit our body shape and complement it, but it's also about what makes us feel like ourselves. It's about looking in the mirror with a particular outfit and being like, hey, it's like having this aha moment and you recognize a person that you're looking at. Turning point was when I was 18, and this is a core memory for me. I will remember it forever and always, because as I said, it was a big turning point. And I went to a festival with my friends, and I wasn't really prepared for this festival. My outfit was very last minute and I just was not feeling it. And at that time as well, when I was 18, I was not very confident in my body. I was a little bit chubbier then, had a lot of not just body insecurities, but just insecurities in like every level, in every shape and form. So I was not feeling the vibes, sis. And when I got there, I saw so many baddies left, right and center. They looked so good. Like, I'd never seen so many killer outfits in one place before. Like, it truly was like a spiritual awakening for me. I was like, oh my God. And because I felt so shit about myself, it just ruined my whole day. And it was raining. It was just not a vibe. It was called Listen Out. And looking back in all the years, all the listen outs that I have been to, it's probably my favorite festival. But festivals just aren't my vibe anymore. I'm 26, so I've been doing it for a long time. But back in the day, I was the festival girly. But anyway, after the festival finished, this ties into why I was the festival girly. Once the festival finished, me and my friend are walking down the side of the highway to get to Red Rooster so we can sit in Red Rooster and call an Uber, because there was no service where the festival was, right? But apparently like 50 other people had the same idea, so we're all like sitting in Red Rooster under the fluorescent lighting, like waiting for our Uber. And I'm sitting there thinking, wow, that was so shit. But I made a vow to myself that day. I made a vow to never let myself feel like shit like that ever again. From that point on, I was gonna be the best dressed baddie at every single festival. I was gonna stand out. I was gonna feel me. I was gonna feel like I was just fierce and unfuckwittable and just like proud of what I was wearing, you know, because that was the other thing. The outfit that I wore to that festival, it wasn't coming from here. When we are dressing, when we are cultivating personal style, the intention should always be from us. Like, we want to feel good about ourselves. We want to kind of align with a aspect of ourselves that is true to us. But I wasn't doing that. I was dressing for other people. I was dressing for performance, if that makes sense. But yeah, from that point on, I vowed to be unique and bold and me as fuck was the intention. I remember like planning my outfit like the next day, even though the next festival wasn't for like 8 months or something like that. It was still a while. But I'm gonna insert a photo here. So this is my outfit that I wore to the next festival, which was Origin, which was like a New Year's Eve festival. And this outfit, this literally changed everything. This changed the course of the trajectory. This changed the trajectory of my life. From that point on, I'm not going to lie. And I had it in my mind that I wanted to wear motocross pants. I'm not sure why. I think that was like kind of a vibe for the time being. Just loud and bold and outrageous in a certain way. And that was the aim for me, you know. So I did it. But yeah, it's kind of giving firefighter, but like, she ate though, you know, go little me. I was 19 there, almost 19. So yeah, I don't know how my tits stayed in that either. I remember the reaction that it had on people. People either loved me, people were either like so inspired by me and they were like, oh my God, you look so fucking cool. Or people were either like judging or gossiping about me. Either way, it's fine with me. I mean, it makes sense. Being the main character and everything, obviously people are going to talk about you. And again, this ties into my Aquarius Venus. I would rather stand out and be judged than kind of let the crowd swallow me up and not be seen. And it's not about being seen in the sense of like, oh, I need validation, but being seen in the sense of this is who she is, that she is Sanem, and this is what makes Sanem, you know what I mean? So the way that you dress is a declaration of how you see yourself. It's a declaration of how you want the world to see you. Your style isn't just what you wear, it's you in fabric form. What would that look like? Think about it. So really ask yourself, do my clothes reflect who I am, or do they reflect someone else? Am I trying to hide, or am I letting myself be seen? So another thing is the main character understands that she is the star of the show, right? And because she's the star of the show, because she's the star of her own life, she understands that she doesn't have to sit around and wait for the perfect time to celebrate life. She doesn't have to sit around and wait for someone's acknowledgement or someone's validation or achieving something in life to feel good about herself, to celebrate herself. Being the main character is all about being able to celebrate you, being able to celebrate your life without an excuse to. Just doing it right here, right now, because your life is a movie as it is and you're the main character. The main character understands this. She understands that regardless of where she's at on her journey, regardless of how her life looks like, regardless of what achievements or material success, she's worthy of celebration now. You know, she's worthy of joy and happiness and just having fun. She doesn't have to sit around and wait. Being herself, being her, living life, getting to experience life is so rare, it's so special. And so because of that, she's going to live it up regardless. She's not going to sit around and wait for someone to tell her when she should feel good, when she should celebrate. Fuck that. Because she's like, yo, is this your life or mine? It's actually my life, so I get to decide when I want to feel good. I get to decide when I want to celebrate me, when I want to celebrate my life, and actually I'm gonna do it every single day. I said single twice because, bitch, what the fuck? This comes down to two things, I think. First thing, having an abundant mindset, being able to see the beauty in life and being grateful, you know, having this kind of like immense gratitude for life, and also being able to be your own hype woman, being able to celebrate yourself. So again, it ties into having healthy self-esteem and self-worth and being able to love yourself regardless of your material success or your material achievement. And detaching yourself from that kind of like hustle mindset, because we do live in a society that glorifies the hustle, that glorifies chasing, that glorifies proving yourself, that glorifies material success. There's not enough focus on emotional fulfillment or emotional success. You know, finding success in your inner world. Main character understands that by rushing and constantly chasing and constantly proving, she's missing the magic of right now. Watch the movie Soul if you haven't seen it yet. It is a beautiful movie. Yes, I cry every single time. I've seen it a million times, so yes, I be crying every single time. But basically, you know, what that movie is trying to teach you is that you don't need a particular purpose, or you don't need to achieve something or be someone to start living, to start enjoying, to start celebrating. This isn't about, you know, being delusional or ignoring your goals. It's about pausing to be grateful for who you are and where you are right now. So a pattern that I've been learning to reinforce over the years is detaching my worth from my material success. For the longest time, I've struggled to allow myself the joy of just being, the joy of just accepting myself as I am, because I felt like I needed some kind of material success, or I had to, I don't know, unlock some kind of achievement or level in my life for me to actually like relax, for me to just rest and to feel joy and to overall just feel like good about myself. I didn't allow myself to feel good about myself until I'd reached a certain point. I've been through some extremely deep and transformative experiences in my life that have thankfully showed me that as human beings, we are worthy just as we are. And thankfully now I understand my worth. Now I understand just how worthy I am. And I don't need a man or a high-end career or like hella money in the bank to feel that way about myself. It's so liberating, and more than anything, it's healing. It's so fucking healing once you understand, once you dissolve this illusion, this lie of you need A, B, and C to feel good about yourself. Stop waiting for the right excuse to celebrate yourself. Stop waiting for the acknowledgement, the achievement, the validation, whatever the fuck. You can celebrate yourself now because you are worthy of celebration. Another thing that makes the main character is having drive and focus, all right? Having passion and that pizzazz for life. And this is how we balance things out, because yes, being the main character is about celebrating yourself now, not needing certain things to feel that way about yourself. But at the same time, it's also about moving forward with purpose and intention and drive and passion. We have a mission. Every main character from every movie, from every book, from every TV series, from whatever, they have some kind of mission that they're on. They're trying to get to some place or achieve something or save someone. They've got a destination in mind and they're trying to get there. And when I see this reflected in the real world, I love seeing this quality in people, not just women, but in men and everyone. I feel like when someone has a dream, they have a goal, and there's nothing that's going to get in their way, that's going to stop them from getting to this goal, that to me is some real hot girl shit. That to me is like, wow. And I guess that's my 10th house stellium, you know, because I have like 4 planets in my house of career, and all those planets are Sagittarian energy. I've got some big Capricorn Aquarius energy up in there, so you know that I'm here for a fucking reason. So when I see that drive in other people, I'm like, yes, go ahead. I truly feel like this is what makes someone stand out from the crowd and makes them unforgettable in my eyes, because they're not just here to, like, you know, they're not just stuck in autopilot. They're not just living a life or living in a way that people tell them they should. They're like, nah, this is my fucking dream and you can all get fucked and I'm going to do what I want to do. And it's so important to have these goals, because this is what shapes us. Without goals, there's a lack of direction in our life, and we need direction. We need structure and we need flow. You want to think about celebrating yourself and grounding yourself in the present moment and being grateful for life as the flow, and the structure is about having purpose, but we want to flow towards that purpose. So much of my growth is thanks to my goals, my visions, my dreams, because it's through that process, through that journey, that I've learned so much about myself. It's through that resilience, that determination, that persistence, that go-getter energy that has really shaped me, has made me stronger, wiser, smarter, you know? So I'm thankful. And it's not about, you know, the actual goal in itself. It's about the journey. There's so many like rich people, like the 1% of people that have everything kind of like spoon-fed to them, right? Because they don't have to go through shit to get there. It makes them very boring surface level people. It's the journey, it's the grueling journey towards our goals that really fucking shapes us, that makes us who we are. And a main character is not a main character unless they have depth, unless they have, you know, emotion and character, right? They've got character. What builds that character? The journey towards our dream. So just like every main character from every fictional story ever, as they have a mission, so do you. What kind of life do you want to wake up to? What excites you? What fulfills you? What is the legacy you want to leave behind? This is your mission. Every main character has one. And once you've written all this down, you know, the details don't have to be perfect. I know everything changes from time to time, but it's going to give you a main idea of your dream life. And now your job is to write down the goals, the intentions. How are you going to get there? What are you going to do? What is it going to take? And the thing is, when we live this way, when we live with purpose, when we live with that fire inside us, people can feel that heat. They're inspired by it. They're intimidated by it. They're like, oh, she's different. She's got something going on. People respect you as well. You glow differently. You move through life differently. You become magnetic, not because you're chasing a dream, but because you become the dream in motion. Again, life is your movie, guys. Don't just exist in it. Move forward with it. And move forward with it with that fire. When it comes to our journey, whether that's pursuing our goals or just living life in general, we're gonna experience those obstacles. We're gonna experience hardships. And I think what really makes the main character is their ability to overcome them in a certain way. About seeing these obstacles that come our way as lessons. What is this teaching me right now? How can I grow from this? Because my personal opinion, everything that we experience on our path is literally there for a reason. It's there to shape us. It's there to teach us something. Being stuck in that victim mentality does not help us move forward. The main character understands that the show must go on. You're not here to stay stuck. You're here to evolve. And evolving means evolving your mindset. When life gets hard for me, the way I see it, I have two options. I can sit there and victimize myself, become a victim of circumstance, or I can think to myself, okay, this is obviously here for a reason. This is here to teach me something. How can I overcome this? How can I become stronger, smarter, better, wiser, whatever? Because I feel like this is what this obstacle is helping me do. Nothing happens by accident. I truly believe from the bottom of my heart that everything that I experience is there to make me stronger, is there to literally mold me into the main character that I am. So when I experience challenges in life, yes, I take the time to process it. I might sit in my room and cry for a bit, but the next day I'm like, all right, now we have to move forward. I've gone through challenge after challenge in my life where I realized that some things did come my way to test me, to see if I was going to spiral and, you know, victimize and just become a mess, or was I going to stay grounded? Was I going to apply the lessons that I've learned on my journey so far to what was happening? Was I going to see this for what it was, a test in itself? When I did freak the fuck out, when I did crash out, it helped me realize that, okay, there's still some things that need working here. Once you start looking at everything as a mirror, it's a very empowering way to look at life. And, you know, sometimes that growth mentality isn't just about, you know, moving forward with action. It's about moving forward with stillness, with softness. It's about releasing control. It's about taking the path of least resistance. It's about being in the present moment and, you know, being more in that flow state and just, you know, kind of tuning in with your inner feminine a lot more, tuning in with the flow of life and understanding that, hey, it's all good. Clearly, I'm just meant to kick back for a sec. Life is going to work out. Feminine energy is such a great way to tune into our main character energy. Not saying that masculine energy can't do that, but just for the sake of the length of this video, let's just focus on feminine energy because it actually does tie into a lot of other points I've made in this video today. Feminine energy is not an identity, it's not a gender, it's a place of being. It's about tapping into that part of you that can flow, that can create, that's in tune with their intuition, that's in tune with their emotions, making decisions from that place of emotion. It's about being more open, more trusting, more receiving. We've been told that success means to control, to push harder, to always be doing more. But the woman who embodies that main character energy, she understands that that is a lie. She understands that balance is very important. She understands when she has to take action and when she needs to rest. When she needs to plan, when she needs to flow. This is that perfect balance of polarity between our masculine and feminine energies. Every single human being has access to these places. Again, it's not about gender, it's not about identity, it's, you know, a way of living life, I guess. Masculine energy is all about doing and taking action and structure and logic. The feminine is about emotion, it's about flow, it's about, you know, receiving and creativity, you know. So we don't just want to like lean onto one side, we want to lean onto both of our sides. We want to be a completely whole integrated human being. Inner union, okay, is the key. And the woman, the boss girl, who is the main character, she understands this. She doesn't let people tell her how to live her life. She taps into these energies and she does it her way. She understands that she doesn't need to work past the point of burnout to achieve success. She doesn't need to control everything. She's a wise woman. She understands that if she can just relax and rest and tune into that flow and tune into that place of what feels right for me to do right now. Do I need to take a day off? Do I need to have a spa day? Maybe I'll tap into my inner child a little bit and just have some fun. I don't need to hustle and work so much. She understands that. She's not in that fear mentality, and so she's going to do that. She understands that it's about working smarter, not harder. And that when she is in that place, she becomes a magnet for abundance because she feels abundant. She's not in that fear mentality, that lack mentality. She's like, you know what, I'm good, I'm abundant, I'm amazing, and let's just keep it going. Because of how much drive I have for my goals, a habit of mine is burning myself out. And I have learned how to tap into my feminine energy purely for the purpose of saving myself, for bringing more relaxation, for bringing more balance, for more health, for more stability, mental stability, to regulate my nervous system, understanding that I don't need to be, you know, tuned into that masculine energy all the time, because when I was, or when I am, because it still happens sometimes, I'm operating from this place of survival. Feminine is teaching me how to just let go and enjoy life, and coming from this place of expansion and creativity. It truly is very healing. It's not healing to always be in our masculine. It's not healing to always be in our feminine. Balance is crucial for every single human being. The more I tapped into that feminine energy, the more I would flow, the more I would create, the more I would move with intuition, with my emotions, the more I came from that place of like inner child fun and freedom. I realized that life started aligning with me. Life started working with me without me having to force it, without me having to chase it. That's the other thing. The feminine doesn't chase. That's the masculine's job, all right, ladies? We let the men come to us. The feminine is sitting pretty. She's just allowing herself to be. She's not receiving energy. It's about receiving life, letting life come to you, but also having that balance of having purpose and passion and drive. That's where that masculine energy does come in. Part of feminine energy is about emotional intelligence. It's about tuning into our emotional state, having awareness, because the main character, the woman that's the main character, she doesn't run from her feelings. She doesn't run from herself. She owns who she is. She knows who she is because she's in tune with her emotions. She's aware of her emotions. She expresses them. She's not worried about being too much or being, you know, too clingy or too much whatever. She allows herself to take up that space. Feminine creates. The feminine is all about taking the spiritual into the physical, literally manifestation, okay? Giving birth. What do women do? We give birth. We bring life from the spiritual into the physical. The woman's womb is literally the portal to life, okay? We are creative beings. Our creative state is a natural state for us. So being the main character is all about tuning into that creativity, whether that's through your words that you're speaking, poetry, podcasts, YouTube, writing, the clothes that you're wearing, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, painting, drawing, architecture, interior design, life is creative, girlies. Let's just tap into that. Find that creative space that makes you you, that makes you happy, that makes you joyful, that gets you in that feminine flow. This is going to help activate that place of abundance. And the feminine is also about being very open and receiving, as I said, but she's also, you know, coming from this place of discernment because she's wise. She's very open and, you know, loving and giving and nurturing of others, but she understands when to place a boundary down. She understands that she needs to put herself first, and she understands when to take that energy back. She's always like, if someone approaches her, she's like, oh my God, like, hi. Like, she's not a bitch. She's not mean. She's got this like loving warmth coming from her soul, you know, emanating from her chest, and people can feel that. But it's about shutting that shit down when you're feeling a bad vibe from someone, and doing that in a way where you're not sorry about it. You're not sorry about whether or not people see you as a bitch or see you as mean. Again, what does this tap into, ladies? It taps into our me first mindset, okay? And nurturing energy. I mean, we already spoke about this, but it's about nurturing yourself. Yes, as the feminine, we love to nurture, we love to care for others, but it's about nurturing ourselves as well. Because the feminine pours into her body, into her soul, into her mind, as if it were the most beautiful garden ever. Being in our feminine energy is not about being passive, it's about being receptive. It's about letting life meet us where we are and feeling grateful for the blessings that we want to receive. About moving with our intuition and attracting instead of feeling like we have to chase all the time. It's about feeling that love you have for others and pouring it into yourself, becoming a reflection of that, becoming the fullest embodiment of that, and, you know, reflecting that back to other people. I feel like feminine energy is a source of magnetic energy. Your softness is your power. The main character glows not because she's doing the most, but because she's being the most herself. And the feminine energy can help us tune into this place. Okay guys, that was my video, Main Character Energy 101. I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy it, I actually wrote my own book. That's right, she is an author. Wow, never thought I'd be writing my own book. That's crazy. It's just a little ebook. It's a guide to being the main character. It's very much just what we spoke about in this video, but it goes into a little bit more depth, and it includes journal prompts and just little, like, you know, workbook things to help you think and help you get into alignment with that main character energy. And I just extend on things a little bit more. It'll be on sale for $22.22 AUD. So if you did enjoy this video, go hit it up. Go hit it up. And also, please hit it up on here as well. Like, give me a little like. Don't be shy, come say hi, leave me a little comment, let me know what you thought. And also, you know, hit me up with that subscribe, girl, because I'm trying to build my YouTube family out here. And it's a little bit slow at the moment. So, you know, don't be afraid to share some love and let me know what you thought, what you're thinking about my channel in general. I would love some feedback and how it's affecting you, how it's helping you out. Feedback always means the most to me because then I can build, right? I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.